There is no antidote. There is no antidote.
Hello, peculiars. It is good to see all of you here. I am wearing my fancy giant red glasses, but I will warn you that they are not going to stay here this whole time because they are so heavy they keep sliding off my face. There's a ton of you here. I'm so excited to see how many of you have turned up today. We've got Leanne is here. Jennifer Pierce is here. She's up north near the Boundary Water. She goes up there and sees great stars. Lorelei. Sadie says hello from light polluted suburban Atlanta. And Sharon is also she's actually in light polluted Columbus. We've got Amanda Johnson from Utah, and it's got lots of dark sky parks. Randy Trent and Kathleen Richardson, who created an amazing drink, and we're going to talk about it. And I forgot to send the cocktail out by the email, and I'm so sorry, but it is up on our Facebook page. And also, she had to deal with a flood, which is amazing. She was very busy today. Susan is here too. So it's very cool to see all of you here because this is such a cool show because, hey, it's about the night and how we're losing it and how we need to hang on to it because we all need darkness. Don't we, Davey? Oh, wait, I can't hear you, Davey.
We do. I think the theme of season 7 is definitely Brandy trying to wear eyewear that she can't quite manage.
I know.
That's the theme. Between the monocle and the glasses now. You're gonna keep trying.
I will, because I never had to wear glasses before, and I'm like, it's a whole new thing. It's a whole new world. It's not working out well.
Yeah, let's get into the night though. I get to in Cleveland here. I do get to see some stars. The beauty of having a dog is that you have to take him out at night to pee, and me and Kenobi go stargazing every night. And there is a street light on my cul-de-sac that if I had a BB gun and I could shoot this thing out, I would, because it ruins the night sky for me every night. But I can still see Orion's belt. I still get a dipper every now and then. Yeah.
That's nice. Basically, we have a street light right outside our bedroom window.
Yeah.
And it was either black light curtains or shoot it with a shotgun. And I decided on black light curtains because I'm against guns in general. But
yeah.
I've had my moments. I was going to do I really wanted to do a comedy sketch where I was going to turn up and be like, I am the night. And then I thought Mark and I could argue about which one of us was the night, but it didn't end up materializing. But I want you guys to know I thought about it really hard.
Yeah, my comedy sketch idea was me and Kenobi stargazing together.
Very nice.
That was yeah, but there wasn't a hook there really. So,
let's see. She says, "Oh no, it's giving the Incredibles no capes costume designer." Yes, it is. Edna Mode.
Yeah.
Kathleen said we can go to the cottage in Muskoka and see stars. In Toronto, well, the CN Tower sparkles.
In Maine, when we vacation in Maine, I get to see the stars for like a second before the mosquitoes just whoom and swarm me my entire body.
Or fly away with you. Maybe.
Yeah, I got a second. Yeah.
You got a second. All right. Well, this is such an exciting show. If you guys got cards, if you're a VIP member, whoops.
VIP pimp? Yeah.
If I'm pimping you as a VIP, and you got the cards, you will have the Nightfaring cards are in there, and they've got some fun facts on the back that you can ask questions about if you've got them with you today. But without further ado, and there's already been a little bit of ado, let's welcome Megan. I love that. That's our ink explosion. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
It's so good to see you. I know it's quite late where you are.
It is, but of course I'm, obsessed with the night. So
it is kind of perfect, really. Yeah. We're sort of working.
Yeah, it's like midnight here where I live in London. So yeah.
Are there any stars out tonight? I know there's tons of light pollution, but there's got to be a couple stars that make their way through.
You can. Where I live, I get my neighbors turn their lights off in their back garden, so I can see a little bit. And you've got, I think Jupiter's up right now and really close to the moon, so there's some stuff to see tonight.
So in my newsletter that I sent out earlier, I actually told people about my night gazing experience. I grew up in Southern Ohio, where everyone has cancer because the water table's been disturbed by coal mining. But we used to go raccoon hunting, which is when you try to explain to people what that is, it makes no sense. But basically, you don't kill the raccoons; you just scare the bejesus out of them. You chase them up a tree with a dog, and then you tell the dog, like, good job, you found the raccoon, and then you leave, and that's just what you do. But for a lot of it, you're sitting on the back of a tailgate with like a hard hat and a light on it, and you're drinking a lot of coffee. And my dad and I used to sit, and I remember like you actually saw understood why they called it the Milky Way. It's actually got a kind of white, milky quality to it. There's so many stars, and I haven't seen that in so long. Like sometimes I wonder if I imagined it.
Yeah, totally. It's the same for me, and I grew up under a similar dark sky to you, and now like I've been in a giant metropolis for 15 years, and before that was living in China and other places where I couldn't see the sky at all.
Right.
So it does, even when I go and I see the sky a lot now, I travel a lot, but even still when I see it, I'm like, oh my God, there it is. It's amazing every single time. And it still does. You kind of looking at it going, is that a cloud? Oh no, that's the galaxy.
That's the galaxy. Yeah, I know. It's amazing. We've got Amanda was talking about loving bats. And just so you guys know, I have a lot of little bat friends who will like visit us throughout the show tonight. He might just peek in and look around occasionally. Susan said there's no dark skies anywhere near Houston. You have to go further from no lightning bugs, but they do have mosquitoes. Sadie says Lyrids in Jupiter are features this week. Oh, fabulous. I don't know what Lyrids is, but I like it.
Meteor showers.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah. There's supposed to be one. Davey and I were talking about that, I think. Weren't we, Davey? Did you happen to see any out with the dog by any chance?
No, it was too cloudy.
Oh, yeah. Laura Lee, says that she's got family in South Dakota, and I have camped in South Dakota, which was pretty amazing. But he says I had a conversation with my dad about how the stars now seem to twinkle, not realizing that it's due to pollution. Sadness. Ugh. And Leanne actually lives just a little ways down from an urban dark sky area.
Nice.
She's in Reston. I was just in Reston actually,
okay.
outside DC. So
very good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the night sky. I love the dark. I love stars. I love twilight. I love gloaming. Actually, when we get to the drink names, one that did not make it actually incorporated that as a word. We'll talk about that a little bit.
It's a great word.
It is a good word. And dimps is another one. Gloaming and dimps. I feel like my cats are named after scientists, so I've got Darwin and Wallace, but gloaming and dimps would have been good too for two black cats. So I always start off with a little bit of a softball question, so I will here as well. And in the meanwhile, folks, please queue up your questions. And I also have some questions that were sent to me, so they won't appear in the live chat, but I do have some with me. So please do put questions and comments in the chat. It always takes a little bit of time for them to matriculate and reach us here. So I'll ask you a little bit of a softball question. We'll dive into some announcements, and then we'll get to everybody's questions about the night. I am the night. So my question is, I have a sideways question, which is, how did you end up in London from New Mexico? Because I'm trying to get there myself. But my real question is, I know from the book why this has become such an abiding interest for you. But for those who haven't read it, I know many of our readers or many of our watchers have read it, but for those who haven't, and for those who are watching the show or listening to our podcast, tell us, what was it that turned you on to this? Why did this become your major source of interest?
I don't have enough time on this podcast to explain how I got to London. Sorry. My stock answer is I got here the long way around, which is pretty much true. It is somewhere that I landed after trying many different places, and this one ended up sticking.
I'm just trying to get a visa.
Yeah, I mean, well, I was married to someone, which is how I did it, and it took a long time, and it was very expensive. So I don't know if I have much help on that department.
Get married to somebody. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, you might want to find
I'm already married.
Passport spouse. So my spouse was not a passport spouse, by the way. We had a very nice long marriage. Anyway, to get back to the real question. I mean, this is something that kind of was growing in my life for a really long time. It was this sort of slow burn for me over quite a few years, that it was a mix of wanting to see the stars, missing the stars, being in London for a longer and longer and longer period of time, and not having access to the stars, and then starting to become conscious of the fact that I missed them, because I didn't have a consciousness about that. And then trying to find places I could go that I could see the stars, and then incorporating that into my work as a travel journalist. And then becoming more involved in the actual advocacy around dark skies and light pollution with Dark Sky International. And then all those things kind of came together. And it also followed a period of personal growth and self-reflection and some difficult, challenging things in my own life. So all of those things happened kind of through a period of years. And this book eventually was what came out of all of that.
That's awesome. I mean, I think, so for those of you who haven't read the book, it is definitely about the night skies, but it is also almost a kind of interesting travelogue in some ways. And it's not a biography, but it kind of is a biography. So it does offer a lot of different things. And I think it has a lot of heart to it. It has a lot of, profundity. There's a lot of profundity in this particular
Thank you.
book.
That's a very nice thing to say. Yeah, it is. I mean, it is very much a memoir, but it's also got loads of science and history. And I'm a travel journalist. That's what I do for my day job. So the travel element was always going to be part of how I approach the topic. And it's just the lens through which I look at stuff. So yeah,
I want to be a travel journalist. I really do. It's just that I really prefer staying home. So that makes it hard,
That does make it harder.
It's a bit of a handicap,
Yeah. I live kind of a double life where I go out and do my travels and then I come home and I'm a hermit when I'm at home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I need that recovery time.
And Amanda says it's
I was gonna say,
Amanda
let's not
also
forget-
says
Okay, go ahead.
no, you first, Davey. You first.
Let's not forget romance. Let's not forget
And
there's a little
romance.
romance in the book too, and some mysticism. Yeah,
We'll
we'll get to that.
Amanda says it's an exploration of the role darkness plays in humanity too, and she says she loved that. So, Davey, come on back. We're going to do some
Let's do
admin.
some
We're going to
announcing.
announcements, and I'm going to turn this fan on because it is freaking hot in here.
Well, I'll start then. So we got the socials. We've got all the ways you can connect with us. We got the Facebooks and the Blue Skies and the Instagrams and the Goodreads. And what else am I forgetting?
Oh, Discord and the podcast.
Yeah, so many
And-
ways to connect with us, hear from us, see our posts.
We're everywhere. As a matter of fact, we're one more place now, actually, because so you might have noticed that Facebook is kind of suck. Like now, you go up to Facebook, and you want to see your friends, but instead it's like a weird multi-fingered AI person doing some shit. So realizing that it's getting harder and harder to communicate there, I started a blog/newsletter thing. You should have gotten, if you're on my email list anyway, you would have gotten alerted to this. But basically, it's a place where it is like a newsletter, and I give you. It's called Peculiar Musings, and it's just me with the weird stuff in my head that I put on paper. But there's this whole comment function where you can have a whole conversation. So the last one the very first one I did, there's this whole conversation about memory and how it works underneath it. So of people just, jumping on. So we're doing that too. And I think I put it up on our Facebook feed as well.
All right, there you go. Well, speaking of newsletters, there's the official newsletter,
which you should join. Because again, I realize social media has become a kind of hotspot. It's a place which can lead to doom scrolling, and some of us are trying to avoid it. And so you get the newsletter, you just get all the good stuff without any of the bad stuff.
There you go. All right. Become a VIP. Join us on PayHip.
Yes. And if you do, then that's when you get cool stuff like this. This is our card decks, which I mentioned already, but are very fun.
You also get invited to for as little as $5. You get invited to our VIP nights, which we had our first one, the VIP movie night. We broke YouTube. We broke YouTube. Apparently, you're not supposed to stream an entire movie through StreamYards onto YouTube.
Whoops.
Apparently, they frown on that. But everybody moved on to StreamYards. And for those of us who joined us, I think we had a pretty peculiar, fun night like that.
Yeah. That movie is weird.
Yeah. At first, I was like, I kind of want to tear this movie apart. But then after a while, I was like, no, I kind of love it. And I love how stupid and weird it is. And I'm a fan
Random
of it.
watermelons appearing places, and no explanation for this at all.
I spent the next 24 hours, I told Brandy, doing like deep dives on YouTube, listening to interviews and all sorts of things from the cast of Buckaroo.
Davey joined the cult.
Yeah, I'm what do they call a blue blazer? Yeah,
you're a blue blazer.
Well, our next VIP night is going to be the coffee house vibe. So we'll probably do this on Zoom so that we don't break YouTube again. So stay tuned for that link if you are a VIP and want to join us for the coffee house. Brandy, explain to them how this one's going to work.
Yes. So this is really fun. I don't know if you've been to a coffee house before, but usually like there could be open mic kind of things going on. It's a hangout. Everybody's just chatting and having a good time. You want to read your favorite poem. You want to talk. Like it's really truly kind of like an open mic. And if we do it on Zoom, then that makes it a little bit easier because you basically can open people's mic up literally and they can talk live to the group of people and we can chat. We can still do comments on the side as well if you prefer to type them. But yeah, it's kind of your chance for us to spend an hour hanging out truly kind of face to face, which is something we talk about how much we wish we could do more of that on the show. But it's just difficult in the format. So that's one of the things that the VIP group is doing is we're doing more actual live hangouts where we just FaceTime and I don't know, bring your cool stuff. Bring your, someone ought to, if it was closer to like Robbie Burns night, we could do Ode to a Haggis. We could, which I do in accent usually when I do that every year. So I don't know, bring your stuff. It's going to be fun. I do want, please, if you're planning to come, it would be helpful to have a list of people who are planning to come and what you'd like to do, just so that we can kind of plan around that and figure out how to set up the evening.
All right, we'll see what people have. A song, a poem, a short story, a stand-up comedy bit. We'll see what we get.
Interpretive dance.
Yeah.
Introduce your pets.
Here's the cocktail we all talked about.
Yes. So this cocktail. Okay, there's a story. Davey, can you get to? I can't do Facebook at the same time, but can you see there were many cool names for this particular cocktail. And it's Blue Caraco. It's which I might not be pronouncing correctly. Black rum, sambuca, pomegranate juice, lemon juice, cola soda, ice cubes, lemon, and it's like this deep, dark blue, black color, and it's amazing. What were some of the other names? There was black gloaming.
Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Night.
Okay, that's one.
Black gloaming, inky sky glow.
Inky sky glow.
Starless night was
Starless night. Starless night was one I put up because I was like, oh, this one's too depressing. Like starless. But this is the one we all voted for. So Starless Night is your cocktail of choice, and this is made just for your book.
It used to tell us how many votes, but it's not telling me how many votes right now.
There was a bunch because I saw a lot of little people in there. And this was put up by Kat, who is our drinks maven, and she did this and she fought a flood today. And I have pictures to prove it. Yeah. So
Thank you, Kat.
And made a drink for all of us and made a beautiful picture of it as well. So
I mean, it is definitely a dark cocktail, so I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's pretty slick.
Amazing. Love that.
All right, our last announcements. Yes, I still owe you a March movie podcast episode. I'm sorry. I know me and Darren have talked about it. Here's what happened. I tried to watch The Artist, but you see that little doggy right there on the movie poster? You see that little doggy right there? He's in every scene. And you know what Kenobi does? He watches the TV. And so like every time that dog showed up, I was trying to watch it. Maggie was out of town. I was like, oh, perfect night to watch the movie. And he was barking his head off. And I was like, oh, he's going to wake the kids up. I can't do this. So I had to put it away. And then it took me like weeks to get back to it and keep watching. So we are going to do The Artist still. We are still going to talk about The Artist, which ties to our March book, Gestures, Mortal Gestures. For you, it was really hard to pick a movie for Nightfaring. It was there are like movies, about like aliens and stuff like that, but not about like the sky. So I kind of ended up in this whole like man versus nature kind of mode. And I ended up finding a movie that I'm really excited about doing. And we've never done anime before. So we're going to do Princess Mononoke.
Oh my gosh.
Movie to pair with your book. And we'll see if some of the themes in your book about kind of preserving the natural spaces and stuff like that ties in.
Wow. That is our first anime movie.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this one.
That's very cool.
So there you go. That will be your, I say April, but we'll try our best. We'll try our best.
That is
all
awesome.
Right. That's awesome. Sweet. So that's all the announcements. And now we get to dive into some actual questions here. So I'm going to, oops, that's not the right thing. Where is it? Aha. So one is a comment from Kathleen, our drinks maven. She says the Toronto Zoo has bat nights and they lend out bat listeners and we can go out and find the bats around the tundra zone. Love hearing the closing in clicks while in the dark under the stars. That is super rad.
That is so cool. I mean, it's amazing how many kind of creatures are out there in the dark that we can't see or really engage with. And something like a bat listener, it just gives you this whole extra kind of layer of the world that we just don't really think about, which is amazing.
We just had so many bats when I grew up. Granted, I did grow up in an underground house next to a cemetery. In abandoned coal lands, as we all know, but there was a ton of bats, and there were so many bats in my neighborhood. I became sort of known as the sort of resident bat saver. So they would end up in people's houses, and it was my job somehow to go collect the bats. And then when I got to college, this job followed me, and so I would get phone calls at like 2:00 in the morning. Went to one place, someone literally threw me house keys out a window. They were like, "I'm in my room, I'm not coming down," and I had to go catch the bat and release it. So I love bats.
Can you give us the bat catching technique in case we ever get one in our attic?
Yeah.
No, because okay, look, here's the thing. I will get yelled at by Bill Shutt if I tell you what I did. So the proper technique, right, is open the doors and windows, turn off the lights so you quit stunning it, and usually they find their own way out. If that doesn't happen, you can sometimes try to throw like a blanket over them and then sort of like take them out. But there were dire situations here, right? Like people were coming to kill the bat. They were coming. They brought tennis rackets. They were going to kill the bat. So I grabbed the bat out of the air, and I took it outside. Don't ever do that. You're never supposed to do that. And Bill yelled at me the last time I mentioned this. So don't do that. But that is how I did it.
But sometimes, if you get one in your house, I've had this happen before. And if you get one, I mean, they get so stunned by the light, and then they don't know, how they came in or how they even got there, where they are. And then it takes hours, even if it's dark. If you turn off the light, sometimes they just can't find their way out. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, anyway, the towel method is usually, but, and I've had lots of bat experience. Like one flew in we were driving. It was night. We were coon hunting, so it's night, and we're driving. The windows were down, and a friend of mine, a gentleman who is like 6'5", massive person, and I'm in the middle, and this bat came through the window by accident and like landed right where I couldn't. It was right on my back, but like I couldn't reach it, and so I was like, Travis, I need you to get the bat off my back. I didn't realize he had a massive bat phobia. And if you've never seen a 6'5" person fold themselves into the bottom of the floorboards before, like it was kind of impressive. So I had to peel it off myself and get it out the window. So, anyway, bats. That wasn't necessarily a question, but
so in the book, I'll tie it into a question. So Megan, in the book, you do have a lot of encounters with some nocturnal creatures.
Yeah. I do. I intentionally sought them out in some cases as well. I went on a wolf tracking expedition in Italy to try to, get a sense of what our relationship with predators and especially nocturnal predators are. I was trying to understand like our fear of the dark and where it comes from and all of that, which was incredible. And I fell in love with wolves when I did that. But yeah, there's, there's so many creatures that come out at night that we just don't know about, think about. Like more than half of all wildlife is basically nocturnal, I think is the statistic. So there's a lot going on out there at night that we forget about, which is amazing.
Plus, I don't care for nighttime insects, so I'm all about things that will eat the nighttime insect. We have a resident skunk and a resident possum who live here, and I used to have a pet raccoon. Obviously, nighttime stuff. Conflict of interest if you hunt raccoons and you have a pet one, which you're not supposed to have pet raccoons either. I should just mention. There's a lot of rule breaking in my youth. But I think that's so like some of the best animals. The possums, they eat ticks. They do all this great stuff for us, and people are all freaked out by just because they happen to be in the dark. So.
Exactly. I mean, someone was mentioning all the mosquitoes earlier, and like that's bats. We really need bats for that to take care of the mosquito population.
Please,
seriously.
save me, bats.
Yeah.
What's your favorite nighttime animal?
Oh my God, how can I answer that? Probably like big cats, I'm just a cat person anyway. So cats are they are partly nocturnal and partly not. Some cats are more like leopards, are very nocturnal. So I think big cats, I've encountered big cats. One of the incidents in the book was about that as well, seeing a leopard in the dark. And I'm just, I can't get enough. But I'm also fascinated by all of the kind of small creatures that we don't think about, like moths. They have such a terrible reputation. People really are afraid of them. They're a lot like bats. Bats are to birds what moths are to butterflies. butterflies, I think.
Aw.
And I really think moths are amazing, and they pollinate other stuff. They pollinate different things than bees and butterflies
Mhm.
do. And they're just, yeah,
Well,
they're sad.
isn't
They
it
have a
also
sad life because they get caught in lights so often and die,
true?
which I feel for them.
Isn't it also true that I mean, I think all butterflies evolved from moths, right? Like, isn't that kind of the going theory?
My research on this has been a little bit inconclusive, so I can't say with any certainty, but it seems like there's not a whole lot of biological difference between moths and butterflies. They
Mhm.
do sometimes have slightly different shaped wings and ways that they fly, but not all butterflies are daytime flyers, and not all moths are nocturnal, and they overlap a
That's
lot.
true.
So I think they're pretty similar.
What are there's the hair tail butterfly. Um, Gosh, I'm forgetting what they're called. There's a whole breed of butterflies that look kind of like moths because they are
Yeah.
functionally
That's the thing. A lot of them are so overlapped that you can't even tell the difference.
right.
And I have a whole thing like, is it just because some of them fly during the day and we're less afraid of them because of that?
Maybe.
It's my hypothesis.
Yeah, it's like elfin, the brown elfin and the blue elfin or whatever, they're like related to moths. Well, so I have a question. This one isn't in our list here, but it was sent earlier. What is the relationship between nostalgia and dark night skies?
Great question. I mean, I think probably for those of us who are of an age that we did grow up seeing a lot of stars as a child, which I think there's people, I don't want to assume anyone's age, but I'm in my sort of early mid 40s. And I think people any younger than us probably don't really remember the sky as well. And there's, this generation that's our age kind of were the last of the people who kind of got a full night sky experience. So there's definitely nostalgia for many of us and older people than us. But I also think that there's kind of an inbuilt, I guess you could call it a nostalgia culturally about the night sky, because so much of our art, our music, our poetry across all different cultures has been inspired by the night sky and the stars. And we kind of, associate it with romance and all these sorts of things. So I think there's kind of an inbuilt cultural nostalgia there too.
Well, I mean, obviously it was navigation at some, at one point as well. And of course, if that was your GPS.
Yeah.
Technically
honestly,
still is actually.
still
There's
is.
satellites up there in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, it still is. And I mean, that's one thing that if I'm out with people under the stars, one of the first things that gives people a sense of like, what am I doing out here, is just to kind of show how you can find north by looking at the stars, which is just a handy skill to have. I don't know why, because maybe someday you won't have your phone. I don't know, but it's just cool to know how to do that. And yeah, it was something we as humans have done for millennia, for all of human history.
You guys both mentioned, I think at the beginning of the show, memories with your fathers too, looking at the night sky.
And Sharon,
Yeah.
who was in the green room earlier, also was saying something similar. Because there's something that goes back to like I remember those things. Quiet times.
For sure. It was really formative for me, and it's still something that connects me and my father, and we talk about it, and in the book we go on a trip together to look at the stars. So it was definitely important for me, and that's part of why I'm such a passionate advocate about this, because I really think if kids don't get out to see stuff now, then they won't have that impetus to remember it and feel connected to it.
And fight for it, for that matter.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, hang on. I got a couple other things here to add to the question pool, but it is also halfway through. We do have music.
We do have music.
We do.
Amazing.
So it's half time. I know it happens every time, and I've got tons more questions to ask you from the group. But always at the halftime, we like to do a little bit of music. This is Charming Disaster, and they are happy to provide a little accompaniment.
Hello, Peculiars.
It's us, Charming Disaster.
We're here to sing you a little song. It's called Phosphorescent Lilies. Phosphorescent lilies on the surface of the water, forming floating constellations round the caravan. Egyptians rule the marshlands, they can read them like the lines that trace the future in the
fingers of your palm. They might not let us go, but we'll be royalty. The queen adopts her prisoners into the ancient clan. If we submit to their initiation rites, then we survive. They'll make us part of all their secret plans. They say, if you want to stay, there is a price to pay, a sacrifice to make. What will you cast away? Cast away. Round the circle goes the flask, and hand to hand the pipe is passed, until we almost can't remember who we are. Fireflies conspire with the lanterns on the fishing boats to let us float among the drunken stars. We didn't mean to come here, but we never want to go back home. The children throw us silver after every song. We'll learn to ply the waterways and serenade the cormorants. We'll roll our cuffs and let our hair grow long. They say, if you want to stay, there is a price to pay, a sacrifice to make. What will you cast away? They say, would you give up your pinky finger? Stay. Your roof over your head. Hey. Your great 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 grandmother's wedding ring, or hey, your comfortable bed. They say, would you lose that precious memory? Stay. Of your first true love. Hey. Your house, your home, your family. Your faith in God above. They say, a tooth and eye and kidneys. Stay. Your future unborn babe. The last 10 years of your short life. What will you cast away? Cast away. Crickets chirp and nightjars sing as fiddle bows meet fiddle strings. The music's in a tongue we don't yet understand. Jasmine blooms intoxicate. The choice was never ours to make. We're dizzy, but we know we're safe. We're dizzy, but we know we're safe. We're dizzy, but we know we're safe. We know we're safe. We're dizzy, but we know we're safe. We're dizzy, but we know we're safe. We're dizzy, but the dancers smile and take us by the hand.
Yeah.
What a beautiful tune that is. Oh
It
my
is, and haunting, and
gosh.
possibly they're going to take your
Yeah.
pinky finger in the last 10 years of your life. You know, just something little like that. nothing to worry about. So we have a ton of questions that I'm going to try to get through here really quickly. But I also wanted to mention, Leanne brought something kind of interesting up, that the astronauts on the moon saw stars, but photos of the astronauts on the moon don't show stars because the exposure settings needed to show up the lunar surface doesn't show the stars up. And I think that's fascinating. And I'm wondering, I just did not know that that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. And also you'll often see lately pictures from some of the Mars rover, and there's these like beautiful pictures that show Mars and the night sky. And what's actually happened is that that's a piece of space art that an astrophotographer has taken a night sky here on Earth, taken a photo of that and superimposed it on the Mars night sky, because Mars has got a kind of atmosphere where there's a lot of dust and probably aren't really going to see the stars that well there.
Right.
So if you ever see what looks like an absolutely bombastic picture of the night sky on Mars, it's a mashup.
Yeah. But okay, but then now we all have these fancy smartphones now. Can we take pictures of the stars with our smartphones? Like, what are some good tips for astrophotography?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I am not like an amazing astrophotographer myself. I am someone that plays around with it when I go out. And I have another camera that I use sometimes too. I have friends who are incredible astrophotographers. But really, if you play around with your iPhone settings, the key is to make sure that you get the exposure set from, normally it defaults to like 1 second. If you're in the dark, it might go up to 3, but you can actually alter that and change it to 10 seconds. And then you just need to be very, very still, or you need to put your camera, set it against something, or put it on a tripod. And actually the newer iPhone models will do an amazing job to capture the night sky quite easily. Even if you just, like, my trick is actually, I've got a steady hand, so I just hold my breath for 10 seconds. Actually, it kind of works.
Great picture. So. She passed out, but it was a great photo. She did a great job.
I got the picture. So, you know, if all else fails and you're out in the middle of nowhere and you just want to try to get a picture, you can do that. But better off, you can just set it against a wall, put it up against a rock, and then just hit exposure. And hit.
That's awesome. It says, I was noticing Sadie says that when we road trip, we try to camp on BLM and USFS land whenever we can, and then leave the rain fly off the tent so we can just peep at the Milky Way from the comfort of our sleeping pad, which is
amazing. Such a good idea. I mean, when you're out west, especially, and there's no rain, it's just a magical experience.
Yeah. Well, and the last time I camped in the desert, it was Death Valley, and it was August, and so I spent most of the night going, I hate myself and I want to die. And
that's
so
not the choice.
I wasn't really enjoying it in the same way.
Also, though, the best time of year for looking at the stars is the winter. So you know, you bundle up, and then you won't have that particular problem. You might get frostbite, but
I just struck a memory of boating here in Cleveland. It's actually anywhere in the Great Lakes, you kind of have a nice thing, because you look to your right and it's the city of Cleveland glowing, and then you look to your left and it's total darkness, and it is very haunting to look out over the lake at night. And
I have been to Cleveland, and I have a good friend who's another astro writer and photographer, and we went out and sat on a pier and looked for the comet when it was out, like a couple years ago. It was amazing to look at the sky at that vantage, because you really do have that lovely flat surface all the way down to the horizon, and it was gorgeous.
Susan said Death Valley, but it's a dry heat. You know, when it's over 128 at night, it ain't dry no more. Or I wasn't anyway, because all the sweat was pouring out of me. And that Amanda said her one of her most memorable stargazing experiences was at Bryce Canyon. I've been there, and it's a lovely place.
That is beautiful,
too, actually.
Yeah.
And then
they do star parties at Bryce as well.
Do they?
I've never.
So. I was there during the day, so I don't know.
As most people tend to be.
Right. Jackie said, "Can you tell us more about the dark advocacy you are involved in?" And because I realize the time's going quickly, but briefly. Light pollution screws up a lot of stuff. It screws up animals, it screws up people, it screws up nature. So there's a reason to do dark sky advocacy. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah. So, I mean, very, very briefly, it's like the entirety of all life on Earth evolved over 3-4 billion years to the kind of basic day-night cycle. And now, over the last 150, 200 years is the first time in human history, and it's a very short amount of time in that space that we have had electric light at night and artificial light. And we've added a lot over a very short amount of time. It's growing at 10% a year now, which is, I hate to say, quite literally astronomical. So the advocacy is that it's around the fact that all life needs that cycle of night and day. You know, all of us, whether we're awake during the day or awake at night, we have that period where we need the rest, and our hormones are adapted to that cycle. So we really do need the dark part of the time of day as well. So the advocacy that I do and the work that I do is with an organization called Dark Sky International. They are the organization that certifies dark sky parks and reserves and sanctuaries around the world. And we also have an incredible group of advocates from all over the world who are working in their different places and different regions and countries. Some of it can be what you want it to be. I use my advocacy to through my journalism and writing. Some people are really good at, doing political advocacy and talking to their counselors and talking to their representatives. And some people approach it in different ways through educational outreach. So, I mean, if you want to get involved, you can always come and join. It's free. You can join. We've got loads of, materials and things. Sometimes it's just as simple as like checking the lights around your own home first. We've got some simple ways you can do that if you check the website. Just to basically keep the lights pointed down and keep your curtains closed and try to keep the lights in a more warm color temperature. So more towards the orange red color. All those things are really simple ways that we can already kind of fix this problem.
You mentioned in your book, and also another book I was just reading, about how the change, the number of candle power, right, in LED light, for instance, and how far away you can still see it, and we think, oh, LEDs, this is great, we're saving the environment. And the other thing is, humans also need red light. We need red light in order to understand, our bodies need it to reset. There's a whole bunch of ideas that maybe it's causing potentially sleep problems and inflammation and other things, because again, 100 years is not quite enough time to adapt evolutionarily.
Well, don't forget, our superpowers are also powered by the red sun, so that we need that too.
Right.
So the sun is
so
the sun is white light, though. That's where people get this mistaken. So firelight is like red light, but sunlight that's why it wakes us up during the day. So it's blue light technically. And the brighter the light is, the sun is the brightest of all lights, right? So whereas firelight and candlelight, that's more on the red end of the spectrum. These are much longer wavelengths. They're much easier for our eyes and bats' eyes and other creatures to see, to deal with. So yeah, sorry to be too sciencey there, but yeah, the sun is blue light, but LED.
Superman lied to me.
Yeah, I know, right?
He lied. He's from Cleveland.
Damn you, Superman. So anyway, the point being really that at night, what we want to do is try to scale back. I mean, I've got this big bright light on right now, which is not great for me, but normally I just have twinkle lights or no light, and I have a light that I can adjust to red in the evenings, or just turn it off. Try not to look at your screen. All those things, light candles, all those things are better for us.
Well, they do say that, I've stopped looking at my phone before bed, for instance, because even though it has a lovely picture of Darwin on it, I see. But for that, because I think it keeps me up at night.
It does, because your body has a function to release a hormone called melatonin as soon as the light dims. So if you're sitting in natural conditions, like if you sit outside and wait for the sun to go down and it gets dark around you, you'll naturally start to feel tired and sleepy because your brain goes, ooh, it's melatonin time. And the melatonin is what makes you go to sleep. People are taking melatonin supplements. You don't need that. Your body produces it. It's the same type of hormone as dopamine, serotonin, melatonin. All those things are hormones that we produce naturally. So you don't need it. You just need darkness.
See, I'm telling you.
Literally.
We need darkness.
Save your money.
Had, Lorelai saying you can never be too sciencey, and someone else was talking. Susan was talking about bird migration and turning that off. Amanda said all my bulbs are warm. I even have some that are close to orange, and she sets her things to orange at night. I need, if I'm reading, I need a little bit of light. But yeah, it's funny. If the room is dark, actually a little bit of light goes a long way.
It does.
Strangely
Yeah.
enough. So I have a couple more questions here, and I know it's getting close to quiz time, so I'm trying to hurry up here. But one, Sadie asked, related to Leanne's question, what night sky apps do you recommend? She says she uses Stellarium and SkyMap, but neither are great.
I mean, all of these apps are a tool. I myself use one called Skyview, which I pay for. You can get a free version of it. It's a very similar idea. It's something that you point at the sky and it gives you an augmented reality look at what you can tap on the stars and learn about them, see how far away they are, and search for constellations. Stellarium is one that actually astronomers use, and it's quite technical, so I can understand. I haven't used the other one that you mentioned, but I use Skyview. I also use, let me think, a variety of different apps for looking up weather and dark skies. There's one called Scope Nights. There's another one that I use called Moon Phase, which will tell you what phase of the moon's going to be, because obviously a new moon, when it's dark, is the best time to go stargazing. And then I'm here in the UK, and I use an app called Aurora Watch to get alerts for when we might have the northern lights.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. It's all good. I usually just look outside, but
that's also a thing. You can also get an old school paper, like star map, and set it to the day and month and year, not the year, but day and month, and
oh yeah, that's cool. My dad used to be really good at that kind of stuff.
Mine too.
Lorelei asks, is there a specific constellation planetary body that you look for first when you look up, or does it depend on where you are in the world?
That's a great question and a great assumed answer. And the answer is actually partly it depends on where you are in the world, and partly it depends on the time of year, because we orbit around the sun 365 days in a year. And depending on what time of year it is, we'll be looking at a different section of sky. So what I see in the night sky actually can tell me what time of year it is. And I find that very nostalgic. We were talking about nostalgia earlier. When it gets to be sort of this time of year, right now we have the constellation Orion is starting to set, and we're not seeing it so much anymore, and that's starting to tell me, oh, summer's coming, stargazing season is over. So you have winter constellations and summer constellations.
Amanda mentions Pleiades. That actually has I'm writing a book right now where that features it's a fiction book, but where it features rather dramatically. Sharon then wanted to know, what has been your favorite dark sky experience?
I mean, that is like the question of the day. I wish I had an answer to that question. I mean, I have had so many wonderful experiences. And for me, it really comes down to enjoying not just the sky, because you can see the constellations, whether you're in London or you're in New Mexico, but it's who you're with and the atmosphere
it's the romance.
It's the romance. It's the landscapes that you're surrounded by. So
there was a little romance. Your book felt very. There were sections of it felt.
There was literal romance.
I know Davey's chomping at the bit to talk about chapter 10.
Well, there's two things that happen. There's the romance, and then can you explain what happened to you getting pulled back from the void? Can you kind of explain that in more detail?
I don't know if I can explain it. I mean, it was definitely this sort of esoteric, mystical experience that I can't fully explain even still. I mean, basically what happened to me was that I was at the edge of a swamp in Argentina, and it was extremely hot. And we were looking at the stars, and I was getting bit to shit by mosquitoes. And I stood there, and I can't really fully, I mean, I explain it in the book, but, I sort of felt like I got pulled into this kind of strange void space where I could still kind of hear what was going on around me, but I was kind of feeling like I could go somewhere else. And, I mean, later on, the guy that I had my romance with there, he told me that some of the indigenous people of the area think of that particular swamp, which is actually a national park, Ibera is what it's called, that it's actually a place of portals. So I don't know what that experience was. I still haven't fully, I don't know if I'll ever have a full answer as to what happened to me, but it was definitely felt like a kind of being pulled in between different realms in some way.
And
That's super cool.
is there any update to the relationship, to the romance?
That
Have you seen them since?
that is private.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. You
There's
shared
a
a lot in
reason
the
the
book.
chapter ends there. That
Yeah,
is personal
okay.
information.
Davey's gonna write some fan fiction around this. There's gonna be some like
You shared a lot in the book,
fine.
and it was.
I would
fun
like to
kind
read
of-
the fan fiction about it. He's a lovely man. We're not still together. But yeah, we definitely gave it a go.
You have a lot of characters in the book. We'll say everyone who
Yeah.
kind of showed you around and took you on tours and things like that. You have a lot of really good characters in the book.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
It's
glad
really
to hear. Well,
great.
they're
But-
amazing people. These are all real
Mhm.
people and incredible people that I met.
Well, I have to ask you a question. So this is wild. Okay, so I need Davey to hunt up a thing called Reflect Orbital because I got this question and then I was like, what? So Leanne says, what do you think about private companies monetizing sunlight with satellites and mirrors? And I was like, that's not a thing. And Leanne's like, look at this. Well, so
Yes.
literally a California-based startup is planning to reflect sunlight onto nighttime areas of Earth as though it's daytime, like sunlight in demand. This is a horrible, horrible idea. And I just did not know that it was possible. So she wants to know what you think about that.
Yeah. So I've written a whole thing about this on my Substack. My Substack is Nightfall and Elsewhere if you want to find it. But I've written a whole kind of essay about this exact proposal. The idea is that they're going to launch a bunch of satellites up there that have mirrors on them and then reflect sunlight down to Earth. And their purpose is supposedly to power solar farms at night, but also to provide street lighting. And I cannot imagine, what it's like if you're walking in a big city and you get the sun glinting off of a skyscraper and it hits you and it's like a laser that just burns into your skin. I mean, I cannot imagine.
It's like they want to be a giant, a kid on an anthill. It's like they're
100, like a magnifying glass. Yes,
on an
that's
anthill.
exactly what it's like. It is the most bonkers proposal I've ever heard of. And it's real. I mean, they've actually submitted the request to the FCC. So this is something they're really trying to do. The other thing that's happening is that Elon Musk wants to put 1 million satellites. He's already got a bunch up there, Starlink, that you can see moving around all the time now, more and more all the time. And there's just no regulation on this right now. So basically, they just do what they want. And
we need a really, really big BB gun.
Yes. Yeah, that would be just psh. But the problem is satellites only last about 11 years or so in orbit, and then they become space junk and they just stay out there.
Yeah.
I got a lot of frequently asked questions for them.
Yeah. Like, what the hell is one of them? And then finally, last question, and then we will jump into the quiz. Susan asks, is the UK better at protecting the dark sky? Where are you and how far do you have to go to see the stars?
The UK is horrible at protecting dark skies. I'm sorry, but we're lagging way behind. Other countries in Europe actually have national dark sky laws. France, Germany, Croatia, Slovenia, lots of places have a national law about this, a law about light pollution. We do not. We're still working on it. I mean, I go to Parliament once every couple of years and we try to talk to MPs and we're trying. We do have dark sky places that are certified here. And there are some dark places, but I have to travel. So the nearest place to me is about an hour and a half by train. And then from there, you can go to much darker places than that. If you go up towards Scotland or out to Wales, where they are, Wales is doing a great job at protecting their dark skies. They generally tend to be more environmentally forward than England. But nationally, as the whole UK, we're not doing well. There are states in the US that are doing amazing things like Utah and Colorado, New Mexico, lots of places that are doing super well, and other countries in the world. I mean, even China has just passed its newest environmental protection law or code, and they have a light pollution section. So, yeah, we're not doing great. But we do still have some dark skies here that you can go and find. The problem here mainly is clouds and rain.
Oh, well, yeah, Cleveland.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is time. It is time for a quiz.
So there were some options in the book. There were some options. I was looking up to see because I text myself ideas as I'm listening to the book sometimes. I'm like, remember that. Because I had ideas about like old-timey London jobs that don't exist anymore. I think we did that before, actually.
I think we did. Didn't we do something about the pea shooter, the people who knock you up?
How other cultures how other cultures' ideas of how the universe was created. And then one idea was fun facts about the New Mexico University Lobos. But
Oh,
sometimes you
nice.
say something so specific in the book, and it sticks in my brain, and I
He's-
can't forget it.
Zeros in.
And you describe something as cerulean blue.
Mhm.
Ah.
And I was like, cerulean? I've never heard of that blue before. I must go investigate cerulean blue. And so your quiz this week is called I've Got the Blues. So,
Nice. Okay.
3 questions about cerulean blue. This may or may not be a really challenging quiz, but the Peculiars are here to help you. And you know what? In the end, we're all going to learn a little bit. So that's what's most important.
The
Sweet.
first time I heard the word cerulean blue was in an X-Files episode. It's the only
Really?
reason why I know what it
Love
is.
Oh, maybe that's one of the questions.
Maybe. We'll find out. So, we'll start at the beginning. The color cerulean blue was first synthesized in the late 18th century by a Swiss chemist named, is it A, Paul Hermann Mueller, B, Kurt Wuthrich, or C, did I get the umlaut right? Did I pronounce it right? Or C, Albrecht Hofner. So,
Oh, I mean, I obviously have no
I
idea.
know.
I'm
Like I
gonna,
said,
I'm
we're all
gonna
going to learn a
pick the
little bit
name
on
that
this quiz
sounds
today.
the most realistically German. So I'm
I
gonna
would tell
say
you that
like,
the color was known as this last name for like a little bit. It was.
Oh,
It can also be referred to
interesting.
as that. Yeah.
Oh.
huh.
Do they
I'm
know?
I'm
do the
still gonna
Peculiars know
guess
the chat?
A. I'm
You're
just
gonna guess A.
That's
I'd
my-
love it if there
my-
was like Herman Blue. I think Herman Blue would be hilarious.
Amanda said, "Blue is my favorite color. I know them all." Hang on to that thought, Amanda. Hang on till question 3, and we'll see if you know them all. All right. They have no guesses in the chat.
No guesses
Okay.
at all. I'm still guessing
answer?
A.
She was like, oh, come on.
So we can all learn something. The
All
color
right.
was invented.
I'm
by
gonna okay,
Swiss
so you're gonna
chemist.
go with Herman, right? And I'm gonna just to be fun, I'm gonna go with Hopfner.
The answer
Hofner.
is yes.
Hofner.
C. Albrecht Hofner,
Hmm.
and I believe that is his portrait. That's the only photo that came up for him. So
Amanda got
So,
the guess in
yeah,
before I
if
did.
you
so
if you ever want, if someone's throwing around cerulean blue, you mean like, oh, you mean Hofner blue?
Hopfner Blue,
Yeah.
not Herman
Boy.
Blue. That makes me think of the show Undercover Blues.
All right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you mentioned the
good one.
X-Files. There is a very famous pop culture reference to cerulean blue, and that is from The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh.
Now, in the movie, Meryl Streep does what's called the cerulean sweater speech. So what triggers Meryl Streep's teardown of Anne Hathaway's character in the famous cerulean sweater speech from The Devil Wears Prada? A, Anne Hathaway snickers, laughs at her belt choices. B, Anne Hathaway openly questions her dress choices. Or C, Anne Hathaway shows up to a meeting late.
Oh, I know this.
Okay.
It's
You know this
A,
one.
and she says, they all look the same to the belts.
Yes, the answer is yes, the belt choice. She snickers at her belt choice.
That's so funny.
I've never seen the movie.
I've never seen
I-
this either.
I know
Because
Meryl
they're
Streep-
doing a reboot now or a sequel, coming
And-
A
out.
and
soon.
rebelt?
Meryl-
They're gonna do a rebelt?
Rebelt.
and Meryl Streep wore the cerulean blue sweater on the announcement of the sequel coming out, and you know it's a big thing with Devil Wears Prada fans. But I knew she was like this great villainous character, but I had never seen like how she portrayed it, how it was acted. So that was like my first time seeing
Oh,
Meryl
very
Streep.
nice.
Oh, she's
Be the
great
villain.
in it. It's such a funny movie. It's really worth watching.
All right, now question 3. I'm hoping is the hardest question, but the most fun as well. Simply, which color is cerulean blue? These are based on the hex codes. Is it A,
Hmm.
B, or C? And I apologize to our podcast listeners. This is a very visual question. I almost did the whole quiz as this,
should
with
be-
like 6 different blues, and you had to tell me which one was which. So,
Okay,
Peculiars,
so
what do we think?
Based on the X-Files, I
Yeah.
think it's based on the X-Files in which a person was painted this entire color. I think it's B.
So it's 3 obviously very close blues. I'll describe it for our podcast listeners. So this is the pigment hex code gave me these colors. So
Okay. So one is blue and the other one is blue and the last one is
Jennifer was guessing
Blue.
B.
I
I'm
think
saying
it's
B.
B as
Aaron
well.
was guessing C.
My first.
You're
my first
assuming
gut
any of us
cho-
have calibrated our screens to CD.
It's B or C. I'm gonna go with
B or
C.
C. Okay. Yeah, it's
Dear
not
Amanda,
A's too dark, I think.
The
A's too
answer
dark.
is, remember, this was based on the pigment color of the paint that they created. It's actually A. A is
What?
cerulean blue.
Wow.
They
B
got it
was
all wrong in
azure,
X-Files.
azure blue, and C was royal blue. Now,
Oh
if
my
you
goodness.
if I jump back to the sweater, I feel like
Okay. Yeah.
know,
Maybe. All right. So
That's more
I just
like
wanna
royal
say-
blue, I think. But yeah.
I
don't
want
know.
to say that X-Files took liberties because it was definitely an azure color, I believe. In
there's another hex code for it that's more of like a bluish green almost. That I was
oh
like,
no, that
doesn't
can't seem right.
feel right. Yeah.
That can't be right. Almost every company logo is this color. So as soon as in this
I almost
That's
went with
true.
that.
Which one is LinkedIn?
which one is LinkedIn? Which one's blue
Royal
sky?
blue.
The UN flag is supposed to be cerulean. Someone said it was cerulean blue, but then when I looked it up, they didn't claim it as cerulean blue. They said a different color. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to go with that. Fun fact, but like UN flag, the NATO flag, FIFA, like they were all various shades of basically cerulean blue.
Cerulean blue. I love it. I'm gonna have to go look up the X-Files thing now because I don't remember now.
Hmm.
The belts in that movie seem more more green blue. So, phew. Well, we did learn some very interesting things tonight, including that you can call a color Hopfner at some point. Or wait, no, did I say it right?
I think you got it. Yeah.
Hopfner.
I'll have to work on our umlauts.
I actually had so my book is being the intermediary is being translated back into German, which is hilarious because I had to translate everything out of German to write it, and so they're translating it back into German. And the translator contacted me today asking me a question, and I was like, "Oh, if you're expecting any kind of help," but no, he was like, "Oh no, we're not translating your translations from German back into German. We're just going to get the German." I was like, "Oh,
That
right,
makes more
of course.
sense. Yeah.
that does make- And he said it in such a way that was just real close to condescending.
I mean,
Like, oh,
your
we're
German
not-
communication style is very direct.
I hired a German translator, so it wasn't. I was actually like, oh, I'm not offended. I didn't do it. But anyway, well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Thank all of you. I think we got through all the questions. I hope I didn't miss any. I apologize if I did. You can probably contact Megan in various social media. So why don't you tell us where to find you in social media? I know you're a big supporter. Leanne was telling me you're a big supporter of indie bookstores and like bookshop.org. And we have your book on our bookshop.org actually as well. So where can we find you? Where can we buy you? Tell us things.
Yes. So thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome. I have loved it. You can find me at meganeaves.com or on like Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram are the three main ones. At Megoizzy, you can see there on the screen, MEGOIZZY, ZZY, sorry for the US audience. And I am a huge supporter of bookshop.org and indie bookstores. Basically anything that doesn't support billionaires, please support local businesses. And your library, if that's how you prefer to get your books. I love libraries, and I'm delighted when people are ordering it to their library. So yeah, thank you for reading. And if you want to get in touch, please, you can find me. You can also get my Substack for free, which is Nightfall and Elsewhere. And I have a whole essay on that reflect orbital thing if you want to read about that.
That's a horrifying idea.
Yeah.
That's so supervillain. All right. Well, thank you for being here. And again, thank you, Davey. And thanks to all of you for joining us at a place where, if you're weird, you're family.
You got the blue bottle blues when you wake up in the night. Don't make a big mistake, 'cause you can never make it right. When you reach out for the vial, feel the ridges in the glass. It's a